so era tu oh, Pedro vive a con te partirò. I think it would be a good idea to demystify my title of Find Your Purpose. So, if that sounds a bit too airy-fairy, I've got what makes me feel alive. There's another version. And if that's still a bit too fluffy, what should I do with my time, right? So at this rate, I hope I can engage with the whole audience. So, there is only one you. You are incredibly unique, you are magnificent, you are capable of anything. There's no limit to the power in your brain, in your mind. And finding your purpose is about cultivating your uniqueness. And we only have one life. So there's one you with one life. Why live a life without meaning and without purpose? Why not live a meaningful, fulfilling life that makes us feel awesome? So that's what I'm gonna, hopefully, steer us through. Now, the next myth that I wish to get rid of is that, like, your job does not equal your purpose. This has been driven by capitalism, and it's actually putting a lot of pressure on both employees and employers to find all this purpose from your job, which nowadays looks a bit like that. And this is about so much more than work and your job, and so will this talk be. It's about self-actualization. I've put together my take on a purpose model, which is made up of 3 pillars. The first pillar is what you love doing. So think about that and just like sort of gauge your life on how much of your time is spent doing things that you love. And let's just like give yourself a score from 1 to 10, right? How much of my time is spent doing things I love? The next pillar is what are the things that you are best at? I guess you gotta start to see where this singing opera intro starts to make sense. So, what do you love to do? What are you best at? And the third pillar that really pulls it all together is how can you help others? So quickly take stock of your life in those 3 pillars. How much of my time do I spend doing things I love? How much time of my time do I spend in my sweet spot, doing the things I'm best at? And how much of my time do I spend helping others? And at the center of this model comes purpose. And when you live a life in purpose, you are incredibly inspiring, empowering, and also you have freedom because you have self-actualized. If you could spend all of your time doing things you love doing, that you're incredible at doing, and helping others, you're going to have a pretty good life. And you're going to also ripple that to the people around you. And that comes through impact, inspiration, and innovation. So by having impact, by combining doing what you love and helping others, you have impact. When you do what you're best at and you love doing it, you naturally inspire people. And then when you're doing what you're best at and you're helping others, this is where you can innovate. And innovation can be in small doses or it can be massive doses. And that innovation can both save the world, make the planet a better place, or make you a ton of cash. There's all in that model. So, if you think that's what it looks like, finding your purpose, and it just sort of gravitates you through this portal, or like, whoa, that's really maybe how Instagram makes it look, but that's not real life. It's a process. It involves doing things others won't, and it's a very introspective process. Do not try and find your purpose in what other people think is your purpose, or what other people think you love to do, or what society says you should do. So, if you force yourself into decisions be it career decisions, relationships, that are not aligned with your purpose, you will start to feel this through symptoms, even physical symptoms like stress and anxiety, and those could go into your immunity, and these are like cries for, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing this. Like if you're in a job that's not right for you, it's quite likely you're going to be feeling stressed, anxious, and goes into depression, and that is your true self, your interest, your inner being saying, get me out of this situation. Now, let's not over idealize it. Nothing is always all great and gravy all the time, right? There are some hard times and everything. But if it's like continuously, I don't want to wake up, I don't want to get out of bed, I'm sad, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be around this person, that person, there's time for change. When the sacrifice has meaning, it stops being a sacrifice. So what is there that is more important than you, that you can dedicate your life to? And it shouldn't feel like you're sacrificing. Being in your purpose is not depleting, it's energizing. So that sense of sacrifice, once it becomes something that fills you with meaning, it stops being a negative sacrifice. Think of it as athletes and training. So training is hard. Think of Neela Juice. He swims 24-hour training sessions, right? That is a sacrifice. But then breaking the Guinness World Book of Records and inspiring the nation, Europe and beyond, it stops being a sacrifice after that. So really it's about voluntary self-sacrifice. What are you willing to make more important than you? Find something that is more important than you. You get into a state of flow, especially when the challenge meets with the demand, right? So when it's equally challenging and rewarding, you get into a state of flow, and often you lose track of time. Now, I'll tell you a story once. I was sat on my desk. Georgia was on the sofa. I told her, oh no, it's happening again. She's like, what? I said, you're about to lose me for about 5-10 days. I had this idea. I saw it. It was all done in my head, but not on my computer. I said, oh, I'm sorry, G. I'm gonna have to do this. She's like, you go, baby. And that's why she's my girl. I literally spent about 10 days not leaving my desk, and it felt like hours. You know, I forgot to eat, left it very late to go to the bathroom a few times, but time was nothing. So this is a state of flow. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And I know I feel it often, and I hope that through some exercises, maybe I can help you feel it a bit too. But if it's not for you, that's totally cool. So you might want it, you might not. I'm not trying to push purpose or passion on anyone. If you're like on the side of the people who don't really care and don't want to go through these exercises, all I ask from you is you do an anti-vision board. So take my model, reverse it, and try and stop doing things that you hate, things that you suck at, and things that hurt other people. Is that the least I can ask? Is everyone okay with that? Okay, so now if you want to go to the next level, I've got a couple of exercises to help us maybe increase our score on those 3 pillars. So what do you love doing? It's really effective to think back to those childhood memories that filled you with happiness. Children are the masters of play. So if this is one of the areas where you'd like to improve and do more of the things you love, put yourself back there. Remember those things that made you really happy as a kid, and just explore that space. Exercise 2. Imagine you only have 2 years left to live, and you've been told in 2 years you're dead. At that point, money becomes no object. What are you gonna do with those 2 years? And lastly, experiment and journal. So try new things outside of your comfort zone. Try pick up an instrument, do dance class, art, read, sing. And write down every moment that you feel a real true burst of joy, and find those patterns in your journal. Writing is a really powerful tool. So that's number 1. Number 2, what are you best at? Remember those proud moments in your life that stand out. We celebrate wins in our organizations, small wins, big wins, we have gongs, we have all sorts of awards, trophies. Celebrating wins gives you that feeling of winning, but there are those moments when you're like, wow, I did that. That made me feel good. Write down your 3 proudest moments. Ask your circle of champions. So your circle of champions is like the people around you that inspire you, that you trust, that you are motivated by, that like bring value to your life. If you don't have a circle of champions, I did coin that, by the way, but if you don't have a circle of champions, get a circle of champions. I have mentors, I have coaches, I have very close friends, family, all in my circle of champions. So ask them, what am I best at? What are some of my strengths? What do you think I'm good at? And they'll tell you, or they might tell you, please stop singing. Just word of it, you don't need to listen to everything they say, okay? And thirdly, invest in yourself. I think the most secure return on investment in the world is investing in yourself. Never stop learning. You never know it all. Just invest in your body, your mind. There's so many incredible online courses. There's so many incredible coaches, and there's so many opportunities to better yourself. And lastly, how can you help others? What's your problem? What's your problem? By that I mean, what is the problem that you would like to contribute towards solving in this world? We can't all solve all problems, but what's your problem? I look at my dad, his eyes are lighting up. We know his problem, that he's, my father is a man truly living passion and purpose and helping hundreds of children and families in the Philippines to live with my mom and the team. What's your problem? What is your legacy gift to the world, right? This could be a song, it could be some tech, it could be art, it could be a TED Talk, a keynote, it could be anything. What's your legacy? What do you want to give to the world? What's your legacy? And lastly, volunteer strategically. So there's so many opportunities and so many people need help. So many like NGOs are really like not good at things that are really easy for you, right? So just volunteer in a strategic way that helps you to figure out how you can help others, right? I'm a very proud member of the Academy of Givers, which is a community that connects NGOs with businesses and entrepreneurs. If you are looking for a way either how to get help or give help and do it in a way that really has true impact, I really recommend the Academy of Givers. It's a beautiful place. That's the model. Those are 3 exercises which could help you upgrade the areas where you feel that you could do with some improvement if you want to. If not, go back to the anti-vision model. And let's make an impact. Let's be inspirational and let's innovate. And let's make this world a better place. I just want to give one example of me being in this element. We were on a family holiday in Sicily, and I just had this great idea. I can't do what my dad can do, but I can build websites, I can sell stuff online, I can grow communities, I can connect people with, and I can tell a story. So I wrote out this thing at about 4 a.m, sprung out of bed. So this again goes into the model. Don't do what you suck at. So I got an artist to take care of the art, thankfully. But that was my version of it. Georgia and I started a foundation called We Art Love. We went over to the Philippines. Superstar Christian Palmer, artist, flew over from Australia. And we created art with these beautiful kids that have close to nothing, but boy oh boy did they have passion. And the project was Little Hearts from within the community. I mean, when these kids saw crayons, it was like, wow, man, it's like Cristiano Ronaldo walks in the room, you know. And this beautiful artwork has had a truly huge impact and been of big inspiration and innovation. So here we have innovation, inspiration, and impact. And these are the pieces. They sell for 120 euros. You won't believe what that does for the kids. 120 euros. With that, a kid goes to either school for 6 months, they have food for 6 months, or they have healthcare for 6 months. And we're currently at 367 weeks of support through this platform. So it's possible. We've grown beyond that one project, and Zach Ritchie in the room. Zach jumped on board, and now we have 5 artists with 5 art collections and 5 foundations doing really beautiful things in the world, and they're all being supported through We Art Love and this platform. It can continue to scale. If you know any artists with passion that wish to have an impact, please introduce them. And the artist chooses the foundation, which is so cool. Like, thanks to Zach and his beautiful creative mind, we're also supporting the dyslexic. We're supporting Namibian businesswomen and abandoned dogs. We sponsored 23 dogs in December for a year. So it's really working. It does need some help as well. Like, so if there's something you're interested in, please do get involved. So I took stock of my life. I like to do what I ask people to do. I love a lot of stuff. Singing, I didn't put singing on the board because there was only one tick on that one. But yeah, that's my life. I hope you think I'm good at SOHO Talks. But I put that as good. This is another one of my wild ideas where you can watch all of the SOHO Talks on, I wanted the Josh O'Cock show to be on Netflix, and they didn't call me yet. So I built my own Netflix. This was the project. I told Georgia, you're about to lose me for 10 days. I think it was 20 days, but on Mind Lounge is one of my inventions. It makes me so happy, creating things that can inspire and have impact. That is my purpose, and I hope you find yours.